course, it might be someone...
The students who are hepped up about it showed up at Cabell Auditorium on the night of February 15th to hear Mr. Kenneth Ross and other instructors discuss Vietnam. The university described it as a symposium. The students dubbed it a teach-in.
First of all, I think we should stop wasting our boys' lives in there by fighting a hand-to-hand war with the VC, or whatever you call them, fighting their game. I think we should stop letting President Johnson fight an armchair war from the White House and turn it over to our generals in Vietnam who know how to fight a war.
Well, might I ask, exactly what would you give the generals that they don't already have, and what significant difference do you think it would make?
I would give the generals the permission to go in there and, for one, to blockade Haiphong so we don't have to hit the supplies along jungle trails, lose our men, lose our aircraft, when we could easily blockade that port. I think we should bomb Hanoi. I think we should just hand over to them the prerogative and the initiative in handling the war as they see fit. These men are trained for fighting a war. They know how to do it.
Right. Except that, as far as I remember American history, it's been a traditional principle that civilians exercise control over the military, that we never turn into a warfare state in which generals have completely free hand. Maybe that's, a biased reading of American history, but those are the textbooks I read.
Mr. Ross, if you want to refer to history, what would have happened if we had given General MacArthur the chance to go into Korea and wipe out the Red Chinese? We wouldn't have this problem right now.
What other problems would we have? Are you prepared to send 2 million Americans to occupy China? The whole question is, what happens if you do win in North Vietnam? What happens if you do win in South Vietnam? What then? You're faced with the same problem. How are you going to find a popular government that's going to run the place?
Set up
the fact is, we don't
elections.
seem to have a terribly high talent for finding popular governments.
What would be our course then? Turn it into another Laos with a coalition government?
I see no reason why not.
And have it turn into eventually a communist government. Is that your idea?
Well, that doesn't terrify me quite as much as it seems to terrify some other people.
Mr. Ross.
We have had dealings with communist governments which have been quite cordial.
Mr. Ross, perhaps you are not afraid of the communist menace. I'll put that in quotes if you like. However, I am. In 50 short years, the communists who started with 17 followers have enslaved 40% of the Earth's people and 25% of the Earth's land mass. This is more than Christianity can count standing after nearly 2,000, and you tell us there's nothing to worry about? How can you stand there, insult the intelligence of these students, feeding them?
My apologies.